A special treat for us. Good morning to you, Kristi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Jen, and good morning to everyone. I would like to say that the rainfall warning has ended and we're seeing a little bit of a break right now, but we're not totally in the clear. And I'll explain more on that in a second. Quickly though, we don't have any dog walking photos, so please send us your photos at weatherwindow@globaltv.com. And I know there's a lot of you out there that love to share your photos, so please send them my way. Nice little break. Yes, you can see some blue sky, but as I mentioned, we're not totally in the clear. Quick look at the temperature for 6 degrees in Metro Vancouver, 9 in Victoria, -1 in through Quesnel, and we're seeing -12 in through the northeastern corner of the province. But overall, certainly milder conditions. So the breaks of blue sky are being seen across many parts of the province. But what we have is another system that's going to drive in. So we'll see increasing cloud, and we are expecting heavy rain at times this afternoon. It will be a brief period of rain, but it will be heavy. So here's a look at the band that's going to move across Vancouver Island and Metro Vancouver through the afternoon hours. It's going to shift into the interior regions but break apart a little bit. So showers expected overnight for those of you in the interior, and we're back to dry weather here across the south coast by Monday morning. But in the meantime, we've got a little bit of everything today, Jen, from starting off with blue sky to heavy rain at times in the afternoon with a high of 10 degrees. Those of you in the Cariboo Central Interior, nice day with a mix of sun and cloud, and just mainly cloudy skies expected in through the southern interior region. Here's a look at your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, very similar to today, where we'll start off with blue sky, periods of rain in the afternoon, but not a bad week all in all compared to the very wet weather we've had over the last several days. At least some sunshine in the mix. Jen, back to you.
Oh, yesterday I'd asked Yvonne to add some sunshine icons. I'm glad you were able to.
There you go.
Thanks, Kristi. People, look at those skaters go. They are moving around Stewart Park. I love how much daylight we're seeing there. I love that we're getting longer days.
Yes, I agree with you, Jen. Like, the sun is now up so much earlier, and I'm impressed that people are already out there skating. Good for you. Today we are waking up to blue sky, or parts of blue sky across the south coast and in many parts of the province, but we are going to quickly see increasing cloud, and we're expecting heavy rain this afternoon. So if you have plans this afternoon, make sure you bring a rain jacket. You are definitely going to need it. It's going to be heavy at times. These are the temperatures out there right now, and we're expecting mild conditions, so a warm up as we head through the afternoon hours. 10, 11 degrees is well above seasonal for the south coast. So there's the breaks of blue skies. A little slight chance of a shower or flurry along the far eastern corner, but overall a pleasant day in through the interior regions. It's mainly the south coast that will be impacted by this front that is going to move on. It's going to be short-lived, so it's not going to last for too long. We may see it for 3-4 hours max, and then that is going to be heavy at times, and then it shifts off into the interior and we're back to dry conditions with just a few showers overnight. And in fact, tomorrow morning as the kids head to school, we're expecting dry conditions. But again, don't leave home without a rain jacket tomorrow, because the same pattern is expected tomorrow, where we'll see a brief period of rain, and it could be heavy at times. But in terms of the amount of rainfall by the end of the day, we're talking about 10 to 20 millimeters, but in a very short period. Breaks of blue sky for those of you in the central interior region, southeastern corner, Golden down towards Cranbrook, a slight chance of a risk of thunderstorm throughout the afternoon hours. And then for our region, we're expecting periods of rain this afternoon. Highs of 10 degrees though. Typical for this time of year is 9, so we're above average, and we're expecting rain again tomorrow afternoon. Nice little break though, it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday before showers return into the forecast on Thursday. But Jen, today is one of those days that could be a little bit tricky. You head out thinking you're in the clear and you're not, with that rain shifting in the afternoon.
This is why we need you, Kristi. We need your guidance. How do we dress? Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all loving Arthur here in studio. What a cutie, Kristi.
Yes, so I think it's from Ellie. She didn't sign her name, but it showed that on the email address. But this is Arthur, and I think Ellie said that he's just not ready to get up just yet, which I get. I wasn't really ready to get up this morning either, Arthur, so don't you worry. Nice breaks of blue sky expected with your dog walking forecast, and the morning is definitely the best time to go out there with your dog, because the afternoon we're expecting heavy rain at times. It will be a brief period, but it's certainly going to be wet with a high of 9 degrees. And by the way, we had so many people send us dog walking photos, so don't worry. If I didn't show your photo in this one, I will coming up in the next few segments. I'm hoping to share as many as I can. All right, here's a quick look outside. Certainly some breaks of blue sky out there despite some cloud cover. That's what we're anticipating today as we catch a little bit of a break through the morning. But quickly, a frontal band is going to move onshore, bringing heavy rain at times. And that will shift by the overnight hours into the interior regions. It weakens as it does, but certainly we're expecting moisture all across the province. And it's mild enough we're talking about rainfall. And then by the time the kids head to school tomorrow morning, a drying trend, but don't send the kids to school without a rain jacket because we've got another frontal band that's moving onshore and it will bring rain again in the afternoon. So we've got a very similar pattern expected both today and tomorrow. So wet weather by the afternoon here, breaks of blue sky in the interior regions and a chance of a risk of thunderstorm this afternoon, or sorry, this evening, Jen. So heads up on that as we get in behind that frontal band. And oh, I'm sorry, I'm throwing it to you, Jay. Sorry, I didn't mean to forget.
It's okay.
Jay, it's over
okay.
to you.
You and Arthur were slow getting up this morning. I'm with you, Kristi. I'm with you. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. Still
we'll
waiting.
talk in a bit. All right. Thanks, Kristi.
Oh, my word, Kristi. Walter. Love him. Look at him.
Jen. Yeah, this is Walter. So Justin Minchell is the director on the NewsHour during the weekday. We know him very well, and I haven't met Walter personally, but there's a number of people in the newsroom who have. And Walter is 13 years old, a little bit old for, and doesn't like inclement weather, that's for sure. So Walter and Justin get outside earlier today because we're in for a change. And don't worry, we've got lots more dog walking forecasts coming up in a bit. There is a fair amount of cloud out there, although there's some bright patches. It isn't going to last too long, the bright spots, because quickly a frontal band is going to move on, and we're expecting periods of rain this afternoon, and that rain will be heavy for a brief period, but we're talking about 10 to 20 millimeters of rain during that time period. Still a few showers expected through the overnight. Here's a look at the frontal band as it makes its way onshore. So for those of you in the interior, dry patches through most of the day today with increasing cloud. We'll see cloud cover and rainfall through the afternoon hours along coastal regions, and that moisture will shift into the interior overnight, bringing showers to most areas and flurries for the mountain passes. We are anticipating, though, a dry start to the day on Monday, but quickly that next system will drive in, so don't leave or don't send the kids to school or don't leave for work Monday without bringing a rain jacket. We'll need it once again. It's a very similar pattern to what we're seeing today with dry conditions in the morning and rainfall in the afternoon. Not too bad for those of you in the interior. It's going to be mild right across the province today. Daytime highs in Victoria up to 11 degrees. We're expecting 10 here in Metro Vancouver. And again, the breaks of blue sky that you see in that icon will be short-lived. Same on Monday, but nonetheless, there is that chance through the morning hours. The driest and brightest patches will be on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Appearance, which we haven't seen in a little bit of time, Kristi.
That's right. A very brief appearance and only in patches, Jen, because we are certainly in for rain later today. But yes, this morning's the time when you could see that. You know, I put a call out earlier this morning for dog walking photos, and as always, we were flooded with emails. So thank you to everyone who shares photos with us. We're going to show some right now because I just want to be able to show as many people's dogs as possible because they're so cute. This is Ruby and Cassie, for example. Thanks to Barb and Ingrid for that one. This is Molly out for a walk. Thanks, Jen, for that one. And we've got another one from, Brutus. Look at Brutus. What a great name for Brutus. Thanks, Leslie, for that one. And another one. This is Lola. Lola is 6 years old. Sally Rupert. Thanks for sharing that one. And Holly in Saanich. Scott, thanks for sharing that. I love the flowers in the background there. All right, today it is mild across Western Canada. Certainly not the case across Eastern Canada, but the deep freeze across the east is now pushed on. These are pretty typical temperatures for this time of year, but we are above average and we are going to maintain that flow over the next little while as we continue with the southwest flow. We're seeing a little bit of a clearing right now despite some cloud cover across the province, but overall we're in a break right now, but it isn't going to last very long. And the next system driving onshore, and it brings in heavy rain this afternoon, and in behind this frontal band we have a risk of thunderstorms this evening and overnight. Drier conditions tomorrow morning, but we're expecting rainfall tomorrow afternoon. So there's your forecast for your Sunday, everyone. Mild right across the region. Nice breaks for those of you in the interior, but we're certainly anticipating rainfall this afternoon across the south coast. And again tomorrow afternoon. So it's today and tomorrow are days where you don't want to leave home. Don't let sort of the dry patches fool you, because very similar to what we saw yesterday afternoon, the rain can be heavy at times. Jen, back to you.
Oh no, I'm going to have wet groceries tomorrow when I go out, Kristi. Thanks. Oh, the amount of puppies that we've had come in this morning is amazing, and they're all so cute.
I know, and so I'm going to try and get to as many photos as I can, because I just can't help it. When everyone sends their photos, they are so proud of their dogs, which they should be. So I will get to as many photos as I can. But for this segment, we're just showing one, which is Leo. Rachel, thank you so much for sharing the photo of Leo. Today, morning hours are your best time to be able to get outside and be dry, unless you don't mind walking in the rain, because this afternoon, we're expecting a front to bring heavy rain for a brief period, and we'll continue to see showers in the evening hours. So thanks so much to Rachel for sharing that photo. Here's the timeline. So dry this morning, and through the afternoon hours, we'll quickly from the southwest see rainfall shift in. Heavy through the afternoon hours across Vancouver Island, and just starting to develop across Metro Vancouver. But we certainly will see heavy rain through the dinner time hour across Metro Vancouver. And then as we head into the evening hours, we'll get in behind the main frontal band. But at this point, we still will continue with rain at times, but it also comes with a risk of thunderstorms. Now, these are the temperatures out there right now. It is mild right across the province, and we will continue with mild weather over the next several days. For those of you in the interior, nice breaks of blue sky, although we're seeing a little bit of shower activity across these areas, but generally that will shift out throughout the day. So the impact will mainly be across the south coast through the day today. Quick look at your forecast across the region. We are anticipating breaks of blue sky through the central interior and Caribou region, mainly cloudy across the southern interior, and for our region, rain by this afternoon. It will be heavy, and we have a risk of thunderstorms this evening. Tomorrow, though, we're back to dry weather in the morning, but a similar pattern to what we're seeing today, where we'll likely see rainfall by the afternoon hours. So it's a bit of back and forth. These types of days, Jay, I always try and make sure everyone's aware, because it's one of those scenarios where you could head out and think, oh, we're good, it's dry out there, and then it will downpour on you through the afternoon hours.
That's a good piece of advice, because I got buddies who want to go golfing today, so fantastic. Thought they'd be dressed for it. Yeah, thanks, Kristi.
And time for a check on the weather with Kristi Gordon. And all of those weather warnings and alerts we had are gone?
Do you know, just in the last 30 minutes, Jen, an alert has been issued by Environment Canada, and it's because of the stormy air conditions that we're expecting later on today. It is a pleasant morning, though, and I am going to show you that alert. Just quickly, though, enjoy this morning, because we certainly are in for a change. It's like the day is going to be split in half from not necessarily breaks of blue sky, but pleasant conditions with 9 degrees through the early part of the day and dry conditions, whereas by the afternoon hours, we're in for wet weather with periods of rain and a mild high of 10 degrees. So here's a look at the area. What we have right now is a special weather statement that has been issued by Environment Canada. It's for Metro Vancouver southeast through the Fraser Valley and across the Southern Gulf Islands and Victoria. So if you need to travel with BC Ferries, you may want to get out there earlier, because there is a chance we could see some delays. It's not a wind warning, it's a special weather statement. So what we're anticipating is gusty winds in behind this main front, and those gusts could reach about 80 kilometers an hour. So the front will shift in this afternoon, bringing heavy rain, and then it will shift into the interior. In behind that front, we are expecting a risk of thunderstorms and very gusty conditions. So watch for that through the evening hours, and there's a slight chance we could see some power outages as well. In the meantime, for those of you across the North Coast region, we're expecting periods of rain. In the Caribou Central Interior, breaks of blue sky, cloudy in through the northeast, and a risk of thunderstorms from Revelstoke down towards Cranbrook, so the far eastern portions of the province. Mainly cloudy in Kamloops and down towards Kelowna. For the south coast, we'll start off with dry conditions, periods of rain by the afternoon, with in behind the main frontal band with that heavy rain, we're expecting still showers, a risk of thunderstorms, as well as gusty conditions. So, Barbara, it is probably pleasant for you right now, but certainly not a time to be up in the sky. I think later on today, as that the stormy conditions shift in, and tomorrow's sort of a carbon copy. Well, we'll start off with drier conditions, and we're expecting rain by the afternoon.
Kristi, it's not too bad up here right now.
Well, it looks nice and calm out there right now, but is that going to stay that way? Might want to get those puppies out for their walks now, I guess. Hey, Kristi?
That's right. So we put a call out earlier today for dog walking photos, and we had so many of them. So we're going to show a bunch of them for you right now. And we have one more coming up in the next segment. This is Ryder, 4.5 years old. Thank you so much to Bonnie Wheeler for that great shot. We've got another one. Oh my gosh, this is Lola, pardon me. She's 4. And Ruby, which you can barely see Ruby in the snow there. Thanks so much to Craig for that one. And another one, definitely needing to get out for a walk with that ball and maybe throw the ball around and play a little catch. Nice hat. This is Finley. Thanks to Dave for that one. And another one, this is Vodka and Joni. I'm wondering which one is Vodka. What do you think? The one down below on the right? And one last one. This is Boo Boo. All right. Thank you, everyone who shares photos with us. This is the calm before the storm, everyone. Yes, a very intense frontal band is set to shift in. It has prompted Environment Canada to issue a special weather statement. It's for Southern Gulf Islands, Greater Victoria, as well as eastern sections of Metro Vancouver through the Fraser Valley. Why? Because in behind the frontal band, we're expecting very gusty winds. So here's the timeline. Heavy rain will develop across Vancouver Island this afternoon. We'll see the rain shift into Metro Vancouver by dinner time hour. Through the evening hours, we are expecting heavy rain. This is a brief period of heavy rain. In behind the frontal band, we still have showers in the forecast, but with that shower activity, we're expecting a strong southwest flow across the region, and it will look like this, where we'll see gusts all across Vancouver Island, but there is a chance we could see some delays with ferries. So if you're traveling with BC Ferries later today, you may want to head out earlier in case there are some delays. Across the south coast, that's where the rain will be, but for those of you in the interior, a pleasant day with breaks of blue sky through the Caribou, central interior region, and we'll likely see breaks by the afternoon hours for those areas in the southeast and over towards Valemont as well. Your 5-day forecast shows more rain in the forecast for Monday, but it's not until the afternoon hours, very similar to today. Starting off dry, rain in the afternoon, and a couple of nice breaks in the clouds expected both Tuesday and Wednesday. So some sunshine in the forecast. Jen, back to you.
There is a texting number. I'll have to find out what it is now. I can't remember what it is right now, Kristi, but if you text the number, it's an automatic $25 donation to Variety, so that makes it a lot easier. All right, you've got some cute puppies here.
I don't remember the number either.
Yeah, I can't either.
310 Kids is the one that I always remember. That's the easiest one.
Pretty much, right? I'll go find out on the other one.
Yeah.
All right, stand by. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, good morning, everyone. It is a pleasant morning out there. We're still seeing quite a bit of cloud cover, but overall, we've got a dry day and our dog walking forecast. This is Tank on the left and Bowie on the right. Both are rescues. Bowie was just rescued actually in the last month. Now, today is the day where you want to get out earlier for your dog walk because in the afternoon, we're expecting heavy rain at times, and by the evening hours, we have a risk of thunderstorms. We're expecting gusty winds. So let's get right into things. So Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement for Victoria, Southern Gulf Islands, southeast Metro Vancouver through the Fraser Valley because we're anticipating very strong southwest winds later on today. So this is towards the evening hours. I'm urging everyone with that is traveling with BC Ferries to head out earlier. Again, this is evening hours that we're expecting it to pick up, but it could be very strong with gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour. There's a chance we could see some power outage. Now, in terms of rainfall, it's expected to be dry this morning, but then ramp up. Yes, we're going to see a brief but very intense period of rain as a frontal band makes its way across, and you can see it here moving across the south coast. Then it shifts in through the interior regions and through the evening and overnight hours. We're expecting showers for lower elevations and flurries for higher elevations, and then it's in behind that frontal band this evening that we're expecting still spotty rainfall, gusty winds, and that risk of thunderstorms. And then by morning hours on Monday, it looks much drier, but we have rainfall in the afternoon afternoon by the afternoon hours on Monday. So don't let the kids head to school without a rain jacket. In the meantime, some nice breaks for those of you in the Caribou, Central Interior regions, and drier conditions expected in the Okanagan Valley, but certainly very wet this afternoon all across the south coast, with gusty winds expected this evening with the risk of thunderstorms. Tomorrow, a bit of a flip-flop as well. Morning breaks of blue sky, afternoon rainfall, but a couple of days of sunshine on the way, thankfully. So we do have a bit of a break throughout the week with some dry weather. All right, Jen, back to you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well on this Sunday. We are expecting rain and stormier conditions later today, but first, let's enjoy a couple of big birthdays today. Two Helens in Kamloops are celebrating the centennial birthday. So Helen McLean is celebrating 105 years today in Kamloops, and Helen Adams is celebrating 100 years today. Happy birthday to you both. I hope you have a fantastic day. Now, the south coast is in for stormy conditions later today as we see a band of rainfall that shifts in, but it's going to be intense rainfall for a brief period of time. Then we'll get in behind that frontal band. We still have showers in the forecast, but we're also anticipating a risk of thunderstorms and gusty winds. So a special weather statement has been issued for southeast Metro Vancouver through the Fraser Valley, as well as southern Gulf Islands and Greater Victoria, because of these gusty winds that we're anticipating in behind the frontal band. So this will be a southwest flow, potentially impacting ferries, but it's not until the evening hours that we're expecting these gusty winds. But you can see it right across Vancouver Island with the gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour and through the Fraser Valley and southern portions of Metro Vancouver. So there is a chance we could see some power outages along with delays in ferries. Again, this is this evening. So here's the timeline. We're expecting breaks of blue sky through many parts of the interior through the early part of the day, or the afternoon hours, but quickly increasing cloud is expected through the late afternoon hours. Still some blue sky across these northern regions by 4 p.m. today, but heavy rain expected across the south coast. And then that frontal band this evening will shift into the interior, bringing showers for lower elevations, snow for higher elevations, and then we are expecting in behind that main frontal band chance of showers across the south coast, but it could be intense rain for a brief period at times, as well as a risk of thunderstorms, and that's when we're expecting the gusty winds as well. The frontal band shifts out though by Monday morning. Monday morning looks dry and not too bad for your commute to work, but you'll definitely need a rain jacket once again by the afternoon hours across the south coast as rain shifts back in once again. So heavy rain this afternoon. We're expecting showers or rain at times this evening and behind the frontal band with a risk of thunderstorms and gusty winds anticipated. So on Monday, a similar pattern where we start the day off with dry conditions and end the day with heavy rain for a brief period. It looks like we have a nice little break though Tuesday, Wednesday with some sunshine in the mix. Before Thursday, we are back to a chance of showers once again.
Thanks so much, Kristi.
Will no doubt be a lot nicer by then. Let's bring in Kristi Gordon with a look at our forecast for the week ahead. Kristi.
Thanks so much, Sarah. So don't head out without a rain jacket, because we're certainly anticipating a flip-flop scenario today and again tomorrow as a series of systems makes their way across the BC South Coast region. So let's get into things. Special weather statement in place because we're expecting gusty winds. This is on the verge of wind warning criteria. It impacts Greater Victoria, southern Gulf Islands, southern Metro Vancouver through the Fraser Valley. Gusts up to 80 kilometers an hour, and these are coming out of the southwest, and they are going to be strong through the Strait of Georgia. So there could be an impact with BC ferries this evening, and then we could see some power outages as well. Overall, though, conditions are going to die down overnight as we catch a little bit of a break. So once again, similar to today, although we saw a fair amount of cloud cover today, but tomorrow will be a calmer start where we're anticipating breaks of blue sky. But by the afternoon hours, we're right back into periods of rain and windy conditions as another wave of moisture moves onshore. So don't head to work or send the kids to school without a rain jacket. Here's that timeline. As we head into the evening hours, spotty rainfall still expected with a risk of thunderstorms along with those gusty conditions. Majority of the moisture shifting into the interior. This means snow for the mountain passes and rainfall for lower down. Still dealing with a very mild flow and very high freezing levels. Meanwhile, as we head into our Monday, you can see a nice break across most regions before that next wave moves moves across the south coast, bringing rainfall once again towards the latter part of the day and into our Tuesday morning. We'll likely see wet and windy conditions as well, but we do come out of it later in the day on Tuesday. In the meantime, here's your forecast for your Monday. We're anticipating breaks of blue sky through the Okanagan Valley. Look at those temperatures, 11 degrees expected in Kamloops. Meanwhile, for our region, we'll see breaks of blue sky in the morning, but rainfall is certainly anticipated in the afternoon. It could be gusty, especially sort of tomorrow night into Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday late day we'll start to see a little bit of a break, and we'll continue to see that on Wednesday. So a nice break with a bit of blue sky midweek before showers push back in on Thursday. So once again, don't leave home without a rain jacket or an umbrella. You'll certainly need it once again by the afternoon hours tomorrow.
Okay, looking forward to that sun. Thanks, Kristi. And for Yvonne Schalle tonight,